Hey, everybody. Jim Masters here. Good evening. How are you? It is Friday. We made it through another week. It is Friday, May 8th, 2020. I'm wondering how your week went. Probably a little interesting, right? It's been interesting for all of us. I hope you had a good day today. I hope you were busy and productive and you had an opportunity maybe to do some things you've always wanted to do. Whatever it is, wherever you are from around the world, we welcome you. This is your host, Jim Masters, and welcome to this episode of Jim Masters Live. And thank you so very much. I just have to, before we begin the show, I have to thank each and every one of you. To me, you are all rock stars because you have the outpouring of support. All day long, I've been getting private messages and texts and emails from people who've been telling me that they are really enjoying this series that we're doing here live at 7 p.m. Each night on YouTube Live and also Facebook Live. And again, as I was mentioning, I do this for a living. I'm a television radio host, on-air personality. And for years, I've wanted to do something like this. And so many people said, Jim, get on there on YouTube and Facebook and do a show for us. So we put it together. It's only about a week old. Earlier in the week, again, we took you on location to some cool spots. And then the last couple of nights, we've been having a ball here at the home studio, the broadcast center here at the house, as many of us are working out of the houses these days. Hey, what do you think of this snazzy? Only the best for my viewers and fans and followers and all of you that are watching right now from all around the world. Let me know where you are watching from, and good evening to all of you. This actually, I have worn at MGM. If you're not aware of the fact that I do MGM hosting, MGM, of course, has been closed. So one of the things I do is host at MGM. A lot of their major events, entertainment, contests, and so much more. And it's really a cool gig. So this is one of the jackets I've actually worn while at MGM. So since MGM is closed right now, I said, hey, why don't I spiff it up tonight and share this with you and you and you and you. Hello, sunshine. Martha Oliver Swartz is here. She's working still feverishly every day on her fairy garden. And she really is. She's got a green thumb and she's working on a beautiful fairy garden. So we welcome her tonight as well. We welcome everybody that's joining us from all around the world. Let me know where you're calling in from. Why calling in? Now I sound like the radio TV host, don't I? Let me know where you're watching from on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll give you a shout out as well. Also, if there's somebody special in your life who's celebrating something, maybe tonight or this weekend, of course, Mother's Day is this weekend. So we're saying a happy Mother's Day, pre-Mother's Day to my mom and all the moms out there this weekend. And if you are a mom, happy Mother's Day to you as well. Thanks for joining us. Of course, I've got to do my toast, our traditional toast that we do here on Jim Masters Live. Again, this show is only a week old and we are crafting it and we are tweaking it and we are doing it based on your response and the cool things that you've been telling me. Again, it's been a really busy day hearing from so many people, the outpouring of support. Some people watch me on TV. Some of the folks have been radio fans. Some have seen my stage work and other stuff. And some of you are just great, wonderful friends here on my social media pages at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube and LinkedIn. And I thank you and I salute every single one of you. Now, tonight, so far, if you've been keeping score, and I know Ken has been writing down the liquids each evening. Hello, Ken. He says, hey, everybody. Martha says, I've got some awesome new stuff for it today, but it snowed. Yes, she's in Michigan, and it snowed. Matter of fact, I did an interview with somebody today on Close Up Radio. They were in Michigan, and then somebody else in Ottawa, Ontario. And they had some snow as well. Good to see everybody. Martha says hi to Ken. Ken says hi to Martha. So last night we had some Riesling, and that was really nice. And then the night before that we had the amaretto, toasting to you. And then we had the shot top, which was the Belgian white. So tonight it's a little white wine, just something light for a Friday night, busy day. And I see all the folks coming in. Good to see you guys. I really appreciate you being here. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Again, this show is only a week old. A week old, not bad already, huh? In just a week's time. Don't go anywhere because I have a lot of cool ideas working with the team behind the scenes here at the home studio. And we've got some amazing things too next week. Live guests, some really special things happening. There's going to be food and music and a whole bunch of stuff. Calling upon lots of my friends in the industry who a lot of people have actually been asking me already. I've been hearing from so many people that either I know personally or who have been just watching these live or later on Facebook and YouTube who've been asking me, hey, can I get on your show? Can I get on your show? Hey, absolutely. We're going to have all kinds of people that are going to be coming up on the show. Becky Butcher is here. Becky, good to see you. I interviewed Becky on radio, and I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's doing well, Becky. It's good to see you. And Christine Fairwood, she's absolutely amazing. Her son, James F. Taylor Jr., as well. He has his shows on Mondays and Thursdays and does music. And he's really good. He's very talented. And, that's Martha's son, actually. Martha's son is James F. Taylor. Christine has been following me for years on Facebook, and she's amazing. All of you are. Hello, Martha. Say hi to James as well. He's really talented, and it's a pleasure. Maybe we'll have him here on Jim Masters Live. I will tell you that I would love to do this. Now, what I traditionally do is take the glass and whatever's in it, grab your beverage, join me, and that can be water. Water is just as good. We had a lot of that earlier today. It could be hot chocolate if it's snowing, like where Martha is. Or if you're watching in Canada and you're getting some snow, or northern New England. New England's supposed to get some snow too. I toast you and you and you and you and you and you. We've got some white wine here, but if you have water or tea, coffee, if you have iced tea, lemonade, maybe you have some ginger ale, some wine, whatever it is, enjoy it. And I toast you. And I thank you very much for joining us. We've got a great show planned for you. Christine wants to do a fairy garden as well. Becky, thank you very much. I like to be, as you know, I like to be interactive. I don't want to be just a talking head. People who know me on television and radio know that I like to interact with the guests and I like to learn about people. So Christine says it's raining. Becky says, thank you. I am well. Christine wants to do a fairy garden. Ken says hello to Christine and everybody else. Good to have all of you here. If you are just joining us for the very first time, there's a lot of people who just subscribed to my YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV, and a ton of people who liked my Facebook page at Jim Masters TV, where we broadcast this. Thank you very much. I welcome each and every one of you. This is a live show that we started just about a week ago, and I've been doing these Masters mantras on YouTube, and that was terrific, and a ton of stuff on YouTube. And then a lot of people said, Jim, you got to do this. So we put it together for you. We've got a special guest here, and you probably see the top of his head. And in a minute, I will tell you who this special guest is. He's not saying much right now, but he is a legend in the entertainment business, or was, but this is his alter ego, I guess. And it's a really cool guest we have here. And again, we're going to have some real live guests coming up next week, and I can't wait. Spread the word about the show. So how has everybody been doing? What did you do today? What was your day like? What is your day like ordinarily? Of course, you know, we all have our things that we're doing. However, life has certainly changed, and it's changing with the wind. So hopefully you guys are in good spirits. I know sometimes it's really tough to keep the spirits high. So anybody who follows any of the work I've ever done on television or radio knows, Becky can tell you, as well as somebody who I've interviewed on the radio. Ciao to Mike Ferrante over on Long Island, the homestead there. Good to have you there. Hope you and Maria are doing well as we all adjust to this new normal. You know, I always say, I hope it's not a return to normal. I hope we do better. I hope we just go to better. You know, a lot of people, it was really interesting. A lot of people were talking about how, you know, there was a lack of kindness and a lack of sort of empathy. And that was sort of spreading throughout society. So I think this is also sort of a reset that's happening here, a societal reset in a way. And I talked about some that a little bit on the air today, earlier when I was doing the radio shows, in terms of how we are all. I mean, seeing wonderful people like you here on Jim Masters Live right now is a blessing to me. But just how people are rolling up their sleeves and how they are helping one another and how they are trying to get by. I mean, there's so many people that are really rolling up their sleeves, the medical professionals, the grocery store workers, the truckers, the housekeepers, everybody. But people, just everyday people who are not even working right now and don't even know where the next paycheck's coming from, have been going to the food shelters and trying to help out as much as they can. We did that a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. We uh, got a group of us together while we were social distancing. We dropped off some food and supplies to those in need. You know, you do whatever you can because who knows when any of us will ever be in need, and that can happen. Martha says, James said, thank you so much. He'd love to come on with you on the show. It's amazing. I've had so many people who want to come on the show. So we're going to kick that off next week. And it's a real blessing. It truly is a real blessing. And there's several people that I know you're going to thoroughly enjoy. They're going to be joining us here on the show. But again, how have you been? Let me know. You can do it in the comments. Let me know how you're doing because I want to provide some levity, some love and light. I try to do that in all of my work. And we're having such a ball doing these shows. And again, the interaction has been extraordinary. I also want to do something special that I always do all the time when we kick off the show. We kick off the show with a cheers to you guys. And I, of course, have to say, lights, camera, action. There you go. Now the show is officially started at 12 minutes after 7. So I want to introduce you. I'm going to have a sip of the white wine. I shall put the glass over here. I want to introduce you to our special guest. Now, our special guest must be under the weather because he's not speaking, but it's actually something really cool. This is something, and I'm really nervous about holding it. If you look closely, and again, I like to have fun. And this week, I tell you, has been absolutely amazing because it's been really, thank you very much. On live. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad that you're here as well. I appreciate it. Welcome to the fold. We've got a lot of regulars here. Marianne Kelly is here from New Jersey. Good to see you, Marianne. We've got a group of regulars that are here, kind of like the Cara Burnett show had. And it's good to see all of you here. Who does that look like? Now, I will bring this closer. Before that, Becky Butcher says, cold in Elgin, Illinois, a freeze on the way tomorrow, only in the 40s. Is this not a crazy spring? I mean, it's really an amazing spring. It's May, and it should be a lot warmer. I tell you, we go from winter straight to summer. So who does that look like? The only thing missing is his cigar. Now there he is. He's on his pedestal, literally. Really cool, huh? This is amazing. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Television personality, actor, show host, right? Absolutely. You may remember the movie Oh My God, or Oh God, Oh God. He was in Oh God. Did you guess yet? I think I see somebody who has the answer. Let's see if anybody else has the guess. Christine looks like she has the answer. But there he is, a good friend of all of ours, George Burns. Yes. I don't have Gracie Allen, but I've got George Burns. Little backstory about this incredible George Burns doll. And again, this ties into this extraordinary week we've been having together, which has been retro. For those of you just joining us, a couple of days ago, I took people on location to two great spots along the southern New England coastline outdoors. And then on Wednesday, we did or was it Tuesday? We did a fantastic show where we did all of our retro childhood toys, and everybody was talking about all their cool toys. And then last night, 2 nights ago, it was my sister's birthday. We did a whole birthday show, and it was really, really cool. Last night we were talking about some of our favorite movies and favorite TV shows and so much more. And you guys were really great with that. You guys came up with so many fantastic TV shows and memories. Here's somebody who had a TV show for years with Gracie Allen, George Burns. So this doll here is actually an authentic replica of George Burns. My mother's sister Lillian used to collect all kinds of um, really amazing dolls. Something she did just on the side. She had been retired, and this is an actual authentic George Burns doll, and it's really really cool. He's on the pedestal, and he's got the whole thing. He's got the glasses. The glasses actually come off, and this came out on his 100th birthday. This was available on his 100th birthday. And my Aunt Lillian purchased one of these, and there was a limited supply of these. And she was a huge fan of George Burns. There he is, our very first special guest. I tell you, only the best for you guys. Only the best for you guys. How can I bring back George Burns just for you? I didn't want to have just anybody, right? I could have had a neighbor across the street on, and we love our neighbors. But George Burns is right here. This is an actual replica of George Burns' character and individual and beloved legend. And this was released on his 100th birthday. So my cousin, Barbara, who lives in Connecticut, was going through some things of my aunt's. My aunt is not with us anymore. And they were going through a few things. And we were going through the basement together a couple of months ago. And I went to visit her at her house. And she said, "Hey, Jimmy, they call me Jimmy. And there's a box to it, and there's a certificate and the whole thing. Would you like the George Burns doll?" I'm like, "What? I didn't even know she had the George Burns doll." Absolutely, because I was a fan of George. And so that's where that came from. This came out in when it was his 100th birthday, and again, it's got all the tags in a box, and plastic goes over it. This is the first time I'm actually taking this out. I was really nervous. I'm like, "Oh my god!" Since my aunt had this is the first time I'm taking this out of this plastic and the ribbon, and it was very affixed perfectly in the box, but just for you. Here's, write this down, this date, May 8th, 2020 at 7:17 p.m. Eastern. Our very special guest is George Burns. Isn't that cool? I wanted to show you something else again as we kick off our series together of Jim Masters Live, and it's turned in literally to Retro Week. We have been really having a great time going down memory lane, and I wanted to do that because we need some levity. We need to take our minds, at least temporarily, off the rough news of the day. So what better than going back in time and remembering simpler times and people from our past and our childhoods and so much more. Sherry Lee Leonard, good to have you with us, Sherry Lee. Thank you for this exciting stream and inviting you to it. My pleasure. Glad you're here. Martha says such an amazing story about good old George. He'll be with us this evening. He'll be my sidekick. He'll be my Ed McMahon tonight. And of course, Christine says the YouTubes with Gracie Allen, lots of them on there as well. Another thing that I mentioned a couple of nights ago that we were last night we were talking about the TV shows, right? Some of our favorite TV shows of now and of then. Some people mentioned Downton Abbey on public television too, and Downton Abbey was really, really good. It was one of the highest rated shows ever on public television on PBS was Downton Abbey. Thank you. Yes, you at Sewing Soho, that's right, for the hashtag Care Heart Masks. Reach out, DM, Instagram, order by Facebook message. Conchi Vitale, designer, and hashtag See Who, school owner, giving back for 100%, their 100% cotton. A lot of people have been doing that. A lot of people have been making masks. I hope to get one of those from the designer. And if so, I will show that on camera for you. Beautiful. Sherry Lee has been a good friend of mine. She's in the entertainment industry as well. And she's been telling me about these phenomenal masks that the designer has made, You know, a lot of people are doing that, Ralph Lauren, and a lot of people have been doing these kinds of things. And pivoting, and companies have been doing what they can, making masks, making PPE, whatever they can. Martha loved Downton Abbey, and wanted to see the movie. The movie was good, and I don't know if you know, they had, I think the closest location to us was New York. They actually had a Downton Abbey exhibit too that was really, really amazing. So we were talking about some of our favorite TV shows on yesterday's episode. All the episodes, or at least the last 2 or 3, are archived on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. So go to YouTube, feel free to subscribe, and you can see all the episodes, and they're going to be posted there as well. And also here at Jim Masters TV if you're watching on Facebook at the fan page. Now, you could probably see from the top what I've got here. This is something else that is near and dear. This is also an actual legitimate replica, signed, hand painted. There was a limited amount of these available as well by this particular designer. And this wasn't something that actually I purchased. This was given by a really dear friend who knew that I and my sister too were always fans of this television series. And that is, of course, I Dream of Jeannie with Barbara Eden, Larry Hagman, Hayden Rourke, and of course, all the great people on that show. And of course, it's always in reruns. So I had said this when I was, I don't know, I was a kid. And I was laying in my bed and I prayed to God. Now, of course, I'm a kid. I think I was about 9, 10 maybe. And I prayed hard in my bed that night before I went off to school on the bus. And I said, praying the whole thing. If there's any way when I come home from school, I think it was in 6th grade, when I come home from school, if there's any way sitting on my bedroom dresser, if the I Dream of Jeannie bottle, could be there, and not just there, but if Jeannie could be in it with the couches and the beads, and if I could open the top and I can somehow blink and go in the bottle and be in there and talk to Jeannie. And of course, when I came home from school, I was all excited at school. I was riding high thinking, to myself, when I came home from school, and again, this is 6th grade, 5th grade, something like that. When I got home from school, there's going to be this amazing I Dream of Jeannie bottle sitting on the bureau. No, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell the parents. I didn't tell anybody. I just prayed that this would just magically appear. Because again, it's all magic in I Dream of Jeannie, right? Talk about the deflated balloon for a kid. There was no bottle there. Oh, I was like, no. It was unbelievable. Years later, I told that story to a friend, and that friend remembered that story. And then there was a limited supply of, there's a ton of different ones out there, but there was only a limited supply of ones that were actually sanctioned and approved and certified and all the rest, and are identical just about to the latest design of the I Dream of Jeannie bottle in the series. So for a birthday one of these years, I was given it. See if I know the color. It's actually much more of a deeper pink than what it shows here. It looks, the light makes it look a little silver. It's very, very heavy, but this is the actual replica. Can you see Jeannie in there too, blinking? Master. And if you drop the S off my name, she's calling me Masters to Master. This is the actual replica. It's very heavy, of the I Dream of Jeannie bottle. And what's really interesting, there's a little backstory. I think I started to tell you about it the other night, and then maybe there was a little bit of a tangent. You know what they used? Trivia buffs, TV trivia buffs, or real fans of I Dream of Jeannie and the classic nostalgic shows, as we are on Nostalgia Week here on Jim Masters Live Retro Week. This was actually, and if you really look at it, this design for the I Dream of Genie bottle, when the producers were trying to come up with, what are we going to do as far as creating the actual design for the I Dream of Genie bottle? What can we use? They actually used a liquor bottle. It was a Jim Beam bottle. That's right, Jim Beam, back in the 60s. So they took the Jim Beam bottle and they actually hand painted the Jim Beam bottle. And that's what created this beautiful design. I don't know if you knew that. June, hey, you just got here. Good to see June, Rachel Aspa in New York City, and Ken in Wappingers Falls, New York. And we all wanted to explore that genie bottle. Well, I'll tell you, Sherry, and I want to make sure we will give you masks. Need the address? I will send it to you. Unique and custom design, sustainability. Love the topic tonight. Thank you very much. The nanny making a comeback. Yes, that. Do you remember the other nanny? Nanny and the Professor with Juliet Mills and Richard Long, and the girl Penelope. I forget her name. Loved I Dream of Genie too. Downton Abbey, of course. Exhibit was in New York City. So as we do Retro Week here in our first week of Jim Masters Live, this was patterned after a Jim Beam bottle. I want to just see if you can see, as I bring it closer here for you. Again, I know the light doesn't do it justice as far as the color, but it's much more of a deeper pink. And it's really, really cool. And of course, I was hoping, hello, it's kind of like a seashell. I was hoping Jeannie would be in there and the beads and the couches and all the rest. No such luck. Empty. But hey, this is cool. This was really something spectacular. So we've got I Dream of Genie with us tonight. We've got good old George Burns here with us tonight. I hope that George doesn't run away with Barbara Eden. You don't know, he might. So there is George Burns as well. This is really cool. Sherry says, is there a website or page Ken asks. Ken. So Ken is asking Sherry, is there a website or a page where we can view the masks that you're talking about, Sherry Lee, that the artists designed? So Sherry, if you want to post the website, feel free to do that. It's scrolling here in comments, and that would be terrific, because again, we're all here to help and spread the good news. And speaking of good news, I want to tell you about a couple of cool things that I've been trying to really dig up some good stories for us and some really good news, because this, the news isn't really as pleasant as we would like it to be, right? Thanks to everybody who's joining us from all around the world. Let us know what town and what city and what country you're coming from. If you are just joining us, I am your host, Jim Masters. Great to have you with us, broadcasting worldwide on Jim Masters TV on Facebook, and also we're streaming on YouTube right now concurrently. Great to have you with us. And again, this is our very first week. This is our first week of this series. So many of you have asked me to do this. It is my pleasure. And we're going to be kicking it up a notch and a notch and a notch as we go along. So stick with us. And a lot of people said 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific, was a good time to do this series, because a lot of people, anybody that might be working, getting home, having dinner, you might be having dinner earlier so you can have your dinner, and then we have this time together. And then if there's a movie at 8 o'clock or what have you, you can watch your Netflix series and all the other things that you might be following as well. Some good news stories. We've got George Burns here. We've got the I Dream of Genie bottle here, and a lot of other retro stuff here with us today on Retro Week on Jim Masters Live. Thanks for all the great comments too. I appreciate all the comments and all the love and support that you guys have been giving, even when we're off air, so to speak. I've been getting all kinds of feedback from colleagues in the industry, some really wonderful comments and emails, texts, private messages on YouTube and Facebook. I really love the fact that you're here. Our great friend Priscilla Lynn, my dear friend, is greetings from Priscilla Lynn in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Priscilla, good to see you. What is the weather like right now? It's sort of snowy from Martha in Michigan, and Becky as well. And Priscilla, you are in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Not a bad place to be. Sherry Lee Leonard sent you a private message. So Martha sent Sherry Lee a private message. Sherry, if you have that website, feel free to post it here. I'll be very happy to announce it for the designer of those masks. Can't wait to get mine, and I will be very happy to display it and show everybody. That's very kind of you and of him to do that. And I know you've been telling me about this actually for a while, so I wanted to make sure that we got that mentioned during the live show. That's why I said, make sure you're with us tonight. Priscilla in the Virgin Islands, 85 and breezy. That sounds pretty good to me. All right, some good news. We're going to sprinkle. I always try to get some good news into the show for you guys as well. Some cool stories, because again, I work in television and radio, and I've done news and all kinds of stuff, and I'm always searching for some really good things to share with you guys. And there's some amazing things that people are doing to help one another get through the situation right now. Ken says he'd be very glad to purchase a mask. So Ken, that is wonderful. That is terrific. That is very nice of you to offer to do that for the designer. And again, that is a beautiful thing that the designer is doing. Listen to this. This week, Dunkin', of course, which officially dropped the name Donuts from their name last year, they started selling DIY, do-it-yourself, decorator kits. And according to store managers, people can't wait to get their hands on these customizable sweet treats. This is really cool. I came across this story. In early April, Norma Velkanar, an employee at the Dunkin' Donuts located in Concord, California, asked her boss if she could take some plain donuts, frosting, and sprinkles home to the family to entertain her nephews. I thought that was really, really cool. Beautiful thing, right? Now, this is back in April. Dunkin' Donuts selling the DIY donut decorating kits at select locations. So Dunkin' Donuts is selling these, and Adam Goldman, gentleman by the name of Adam Goldman, said the reality of this experience, meaning what we're all going through with the pandemic, which has been unbelievable, the reality of the experience has set in, and we know it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So they said in a press release, like most parents, they were looking for ways to entertain the kids and bring a little levity into the situation, like I like to do as well for you guys. Shortly after the employee came up with the concept, they began selling boxes of unfrosted donuts at Dunkin', along with a variety of sprinkles and frostings at just 2 of the locations to start with, to test it out, see if people responded. And the last few weeks, more and more locations nationwide have been following the lead. Guests visiting the participating Dunkin' locations are able to choose from different options, whether it's 4 or 9 pack. And each of the kits, it's really cool. Again, it's something that you can pick up, drive through, and take home and decorate with the kids. Each kit comes with some really cool flavors: chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Customers get 3 varieties of sprinkles with the large pack and 2 with the small. And since the kits are available at select locations, the spokesperson from Dunkin' said, call your preferred location, wherever you are, ahead of time to see if the store is offering it. So here is what one of those kits looks like. They have the plain donuts. I think it's a really cool idea. And then they have all the sprinkles and the frosting. So, I mean, when have we ever had an opportunity to actually sprinkleize and frost the donuts at a place like a national chain? Let's see, we got some more here. Priscilla, please invite the music entertainment lovers to join the Facebook page, street level. Okay, yeah, I will do that. Do you know about the new show? Yes, of course I do. That's some good news. Fan of that as well. And John Krasinski, that's a really good one too. And again, that's what it's all about. It's about good news, folks. There's a pizza house, Christine says, selling pizza kits for kids, dough, sauce, cheese, and topping. Sherry Lee Leonard, she does, Martha says she does marketing, and she would love to create a small video for y'all, which is very, very nice. See, where a lot of networking's been going on here on our show, which is terrific. I'm all for it. Here's that kit, an example of the kit that the Dunkin' locations in the United States, maybe Canada too, but you've got the frostings and you've got the sprinkles and a variety of different kinds of donuts as well. And again, here's what some of them look like when they are completed. I mean, it's as if you actually went there and picked up a whole, dozen of them or what have you. It's really cool. Again, pizza places are doing that as well. A lot of people are doing the how-to stuff so the kids can stay active, because in a lot of areas, the schools have been, the calendar year has been pretty much canceled for the year. Here's another cool story. In the food section, a man paid $1,000 for one donut to help out his favorite bakery. That's right. Yes, the VI, of course, is Virgin Islands, not the Roman numeral 6. That's right, exactly. So again, go to that page, street level, Virgin Islands, VI, and some great music there as well. And maybe we'll get some of those folks on Jim Masters Live as well. Marianne Kelly says, great kit, the donut kit. She sees a blooper in the making. Probably, I'm sure, kids will get frosting all over their faces and something will happen. So a man pays $1,000 for a donut to help out his favorite bakery. And that's really amazing. That was in West Orange, New Jersey. They sold 1,200 of the DIY boxes in 3 weeks. And Goldman, who's 52, told Today, this was coming from the Today Show and the food section, parents are looking for something different to do with their kids. And he spent $1,000 on one donut to help out. I think that's really, really cool. You know what else is? This shows you some of the things that are going on in our society that are really, really amazing. The Frog and Bowl restaurant in Austin, Texas had only been open for 4.5 months, when in mid-March, it had to redesign its business due to the coronavirus and close its doors to sit-down customers. And of course, a lot of places have. And that's why a diner, a recent guest, did a gesture that meant so much to David Fernandez, the owner of the establishment, which specializes in tapas and steak and seafood, which sounds pretty good about now. Friday was the Frog and Bowl's first day fully open since the city's coronavirus lockdown, which had begun on St. Patrick's Day of all days, and it required the restaurant to only accept delivery and takeout orders. That night, a man came in with a family of 5 and ordered a few higher-end items and a couple of decent, good bottles of wine. According, he told us to Today's Show. The meal itself cost over $300. So, of course, the owner, David Fernandez, was very stoked about that. But then the generosity went even further. When it came time to pay, the gentleman told the owner that he had been to the restaurant a few times before. He told the 18-year-old server, Josh Pykoff, to double the bill. Now, the bill was $300. He told him to double it to $600. Not knowing what to do, Josh, the server, asked the owner, David, to come to the table. He looked at the customer and said, "Are you sure, sir? You don't have to do that." And David said he was like, "No, I am very sure." That good Samaritan, again, during this time that we're all going through, got the revised bill, and he wrote in a $300 tip just for the 18-year-old server, Josh, and another $1,000 for the house, for the rest of the staff, because they divvy up probably the tips. The total came to $2,029. That is amazing. I tell you, it's just beautiful what some people are able to do, and if they can. Yes, I agree. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah. Priscilla says, "You are making me crave a maple frosted Dunkin' Donut." There are no Dunkin' Donuts in the Virgin Islands, by the way. See, we just learned something new. Well, when you come back to visit, we'll catch up with you, and we'll take you to Dunkin', Priscilla, when you come back to the States to visit. DIY is amazing. Sherry Lee, absolutely. Love these for adults and kids together. It's a real cool bonding activity. So fun. Love the $1,000 donut story in West Orange. Give back. Kindness is exceptional, I believe. You are so right. I second that emotion. Welcoming everybody who's joining us here. We're live right now on YouTube and Facebook. I'm Jim Masters. This is Jim Masters Live. June, Rachel Aspa. Have an amazing evening as well. Stuff to do, XOXO June. I want to show you this too. This is really a wonderful, wonderful story. This is a beautiful story, actually. And I came across this and I was very moved by this story. You know, again, there's so many great stories out there. And a woman from New Jersey was finally able to meet her newborn baby girl after she successfully recovered from a battle with coronavirus. Just in time, she was introduced to her newborn baby girl just in time for Mother's Day, like now, like today. Donna Molina came down with a 103-degree fever in late March, and she was taken to Hackensack University Hospital Center and was placed in a medically induced coma, according to WABC TV in New York. Molina was infected with coronavirus, and the life she envisioned was in jeopardy 2 months out from welcoming her baby daughter, Harley, to the world. Though Harley wasn't due until June, doctors were forced to perform an emergency C-section to deliver the baby girl on April 2nd. They did an emergency C-section. That's the last thing they remember, that she remembers, because she was totally knocked out. It was an emergency, they said, the doctors, and it had to be done. Fortunately, Donna Molina recovered, but she had to wait to meet her baby until she tested negative for the virus twice. Well, the moment she was waiting for finally came this week, yesterday. And there is Donna Molina in New Jersey, welcoming with love, just in time for Mother's Day weekend, her beautiful baby, Harley. And there they are together. Is that not amazing? Is that not unbelievable? What a beautiful Mother's Day gift. She had the virus. She had the 103-degree fever. Anything could have happened. But hey, you know, angels were on her side. And there she is with her baby, finally getting an opportunity to see and spend time and hold her baby Mother's Day weekend. Absolutely incredible. I mean, just pausing on this, you know, there's so many things that are going on these days. This is really, really, truly what it's all about. Like I said, I think we're in sort of a reset here. You know, I think a return of kindness and empathy might be hopefully on the way back. Christina, good to see you. Kolikovo, she's here. Hey, Christina, good to have you with us. I hope you and the family are doing well. It's great to see you. Welcome to Gym Masters Live, our new show. This has been happening for a week, and we have had the week jam-packed already. We've already been on location. We've been doing all kinds of retro stuff. Sharon DeMaria says, for this, yes, what a blessing. I concur. This really is a blessing. Ken, wow, great story, isn't it? I mean, all these stories, the tips, the baby with the mom. I mean, there's so many beautiful things going out there. And I guess it's something that we all have to, you know, remember and remind ourselves, because it's very easy to get caught up in all the negativity and the sadness of what's going on. And there is a lot of sadness out there. We obviously cannot, you know, do anything through the course of our day without realizing that. But there's a lot of beautiful things that are happening as well. And it just reminds us of the beauty and the importance of life. I do want to say to all of you that since this is our very first week here on Gym Masters Live on Facebook and YouTube, I really think you guys are very special. And just the fact that some of you are here every single night. We've got a lot of new people who have been joining us. We're here every night at 7 p.m. I want to let you know on Sunday morning, this Sunday, Mother's Day, at 10 a.m., I'm going to be doing a special edition, a Mother's Day edition. And I'm going to be having brunch with you. That's right. I'm going to be here at the home studio. Who knows? Am I going to be in pajamas? Am I going to be in a robe? Am I going to be in a suit and tie? It's going to be 10 a.m. live right here on Gym Masters TV on Facebook and YouTube. It is Sunday brunch with Gym Masters at a special time this Sunday. I just wanted to, for everybody that's watching right now, I just wanted to say that I thank each and every one of you. I wish, we were in the same room, but we kind of are. Yes, Marianne Kelly, all of these stories are true reminders of how fragile life really is. We all get bogged down with all the things we have to do in our lives, even me as well sometimes. But I've always been cognizant of the fact that kindness matters and empathy matters and a good word matters and holding the door for somebody. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do the hugging and the handshaking and all of that right now for a while, but a good, kind word goes a long way because you never know. Sometimes when things happen and people do things, we never know what's really going on in their lives behind closed doors, what kind of day they had, what kind of upbringing they had. Um, Not everybody had the same kind of upbringing, and not everybody has the same kind of lifestyle, or, life can be interesting sometimes. So if we pause sometimes and we realize that maybe there's somebody who's having a rough day, we might approach things a little bit differently. But I want to do a tribute to you guys, and this is something that I have that's actually on one of the walls upstairs. Took it off the wall just to show you that I think all of you are stars. You guys are rock stars. To me, you guys are stars. Remember when the teacher in school, especially elementary school, did the smiley faces and those gold stars? Well, we don't have a gold star. We've got a blue star here. But I think you guys are stars to me. So maybe I'm the host of the show, but I think you guys are the star of Gym Masters Live. That's really important. And I just think that, paying homage to people who want to come in here and watch every single night. Let me know some of the things that you're doing this weekend. What are you guys up to? It is Mother's Day weekend. The restaurants, it's a big, big, big weekend for restaurants, but not necessarily, depending on, I guess, where you're watching. Depends on the state. I know some of the states, May 20th, somewhere around that date, they're going to be opening up some just the outdoor dining. Martha, thank you very much. I love that heart. That's great to see. And everybody, all these great comments. You guys going to be staying home? Are you guys going to be cooking at home? What are you going to be doing for Mother's Day coming up? It's a beautiful weekend, but it's going to be cold and chilly here in the Northeast, they say. What are you guys going to be doing? Are you going to be cooking? Are you going to be going through old photo albums? Are you going to be continuing this retro theme that we have been doing as well? Also, guys, give me some suggestions. Let's see. Christina says we are going to get to-go food. Support local. We've been doing that too. If you know, one of the hats I wear is I host a lifestyle travel TV series, and we usually go to all those restaurants, but that's on pause right now because a lot of the restaurants are closed, so we can't necessarily go in there right now. So if you can support local and maybe order some food and support your local restaurants, that would be great. Of course, that's a true blessing. Ken is cooking for his wife. She is a terrific mom. Ken, what is your wife's name? We will toast to your lovely wife, Ken. Let us know what your beautiful wife's name is, and we will send her happy Mother's Day wishes. Matter of fact, if there's anybody over the next couple of days, today, we'll be back here at 7 p.m. tomorrow night as well. Hope you can join us. If you would like me to do a shout out for a family member this Mother's Day weekend, for your mom, your grandmother, your wife, sister, let me know. Just post in the comments. You can also private message me as well. If you want to send me a message, you can do it at through Facebook, as well as gymmasterstv at gmail.com. You can do that as well, gymmasterstv at gmail.com. Some great ideas. Your wife's name is Lori, Ken. That's amazing, because as you saw a couple of nights ago when I serenaded happy birthday to my sister, Lori, and she spells it the same way, Lori. That is unusual. Usually people always address the male Laurie or Laura. So happy Mother's Day to your lovely wife, Lori. Ken is a good guy. Hold on to Ken. He's the real deal. Priscilla Lynn says highlights of her Mother's Day will be when she calls and chats with her son and his wife and the 3 grandkids who live in Virginia. That is beautiful. And I'm sure they wish that they can be with you too. Of course, we can't travel. We've got the social distancing happening. So obviously, it's a tough thing because a lot of people can't go see their moms. I can't go see mine right now. So we're planning once this subsides and the plane's going, because mine are in Florida. They're from the Northeast originally, but they built a home in Florida. They're in Florida. It's tough not to see that your mother, on Mother's Day. I know what you mean. Martha says, my son James posted this on Facebook today. LOL. Martha Oliver Swartz says she wants fairies for Mother's Day. What? Or it's our Jay and I chop liver. Sheesh. Well, I mean, you are building that fairy garden, right? So I guess that's what you want. Ken, yes, Lori's a great name. Sherry Lee is doing restaurant takeout. Yeah, takeout reviews could be cool too. Call it curbside, as we have to get you singing during 7 p.m. Actually, I did. I sang happy birthday. We did it twice because you have to do things for 20 seconds and sing happy birthday twice. But it was my sister's birthday 2 nights ago. We did a whole happy birthday. But yes, we will add in some more singing and music and guests and food, other topics too. This is from Marianne Kelly. What's a kindred spirit versus soulmate? Does anybody out there know? I know that Marianne Kelly knows. Does anybody out there know what is a kindred spirit? There's a lot of people that I'm kindred spirits with, and then you have your soulmate. And did you know that your soulmate might not necessarily be the person that you're dating or you're in a relationship with or married to? I interviewed Loretta Harrington. She's a brilliant person. She was with the board of the World Institute of Disabilities. She wrote a book about her soulmate, and her soulmate came from a totally different country and wasn't her husband. And didn't have anything to do with romance or any of that. It's just the soulmate, this way of speaking and communicating that is so automatic that you just click. It's really amazing. So Ken says we got to get Jim to sing more. We will do that. Any particular songs? We already nailed happy birthday. And of course, I'm a big lover of Christmas music. If this was Christmas, you'd be getting Deck the Halls, Jingle Bells, and everything else. Rita Lewis. Rita, welcome to the show. It's good to have you with us, Rita. Let's see. Is the star from one of Mom's beautiful Christmas trees? The Christmas trees. Yes. No, that star actually is in an upstairs second bedroom, and it's just on this wall in the corner, and it's just a really cool thing to look at. So I actually took it off the wall to bring it downstairs here in home studio, because I think all of you guys are stars. Laughing, reason 20 seconds of happy birthday for your sister. Yes, we did that. Martha, someone you have a close mental connection with. Okay, so Marianne. Martha says, so would that be, so Martha, are you saying that the kindred spirit is the close mental connection, or would that be the soulmate? Let me know which one you think it is, because I know Marianne Kelly knows the answer. She's very intuitive and very big on all of that. Someone you have a close mental connection with. Would you say that as or maybe Marianne, you can answer that. Marianne, would you define that as being the kindred spirit or the soulmate? Someone who you have a close mental connection with. Martha says kindred spirit, someone you have a close mental connection with. There are times that you can have a conversation with somebody you just met, and it's so automatic and it's so effortless and it's so cool because you guys just go back and forth. I love that. Marianne says that Martha wins. Yes, kindred is the answer. Kindred spirit. I love this. It's almost like an online contest we're doing here. I love the interaction, you guys. So we're getting some suggestions too for upcoming shows. We've got a whole roster of shows planned for the weekend and for next week. Some surprise guests. Today we have George Burns We have the I Dream of Genie bottle. And let's see, Marianne Kelly says, I agree with Martha. Absolutely. So, anybody out there, think about this. You don't have to do it tonight. But if there are people that you would like me, I'll be back tomorrow night at 7, of course. But is there anybody in your life that you would love for me to do a shout out with? Maybe you can get them to tune in and only we would know that I'm going to do the shout out. You can message me here. You can send me a message on Facebook or YouTube, or you can send a message to jimmasterstv@gmail.com. And love to hear your suggestions, because I would be very, very happy to do that for you. And if there are, maybe there's somebody in your life that's going through a tough time as well, and maybe they could use, some lifting. I'd be very happy to wish them well. So let me know if there's folks in your life that could really use a happy Mother's Day or a happy birthday. And thank you. I appreciate that as well. So we're talking about some of the things that really matter in life, and we've been really going across the board. What are some things that you hope come out of this situation with the pandemic? Obviously, we're in an economic situation. Of course, there's the health situation, which are all paramount. But do you have any hope or desires as far as what you hope the new normal will be like when we come out of this? Martha says she has 2 people that have a kindred connection with her besties, Lydia Cornell, of course, and Linda McCauley. That is fantastic. I have a list of people that I would say are kindred spirits. And it's really amazing. You just sometimes, it can really bowl you over when you have a kindred spirit. It's refreshing when that happens. Sometimes you don't even realize it's going to happen. And then boom, you become friends with this person. And when you chat with them, it's just like an automatic situation. It's really a beautiful, beautiful thing in life. So, talking about the opportunity to do some shout outs for everybody. I just wanted to throw that in tonight. Make a list of a couple people that you would love me during the live shows to do shout outs for. And I'd be very happy to do that in upcoming shows. If there's birthdays, if there's special occasions. Of course, we've got Mother's Day weekend coming up. And so next week, we're going to have some special guests, and we got a few surprises that we're working on. Martha says, Quentin Montour is here. Quentin, welcome. Good to have you with us, Quentin. Quentin, where are you watching from? What city, state, where are you watching from right now? It's good to have you with us, Quentin. And Rita says, let's see, shout out to Brentwood fighting valiantly against COVID. That is in New York, on Long Island. Absolutely. There are areas, there's been hot spots, certain towns and certain regions who've really been hit hard by the pandemic. And now the Midwest and areas, they're getting it as well. Martha says she's hoping the people will be more kinder and patient when we get past all of this. Boy, that would be really a cool thing as well, right? Wherever you are watching right now around the world, if it was kinder and gentler and we were more patient with each other, that would be really, 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 really special. So shout out, yes, to folks there in Brentwood, New York. And if there are any other shout outs that you would like me to give, just let me know. I'd be very, very happy to do that. Working on some projects too, of course, separate from the Jim Masters live shows on Jim Masters TV and YouTube. And I'll announce some of those, some cool things that we are doing that are going to be coming up. And I can't wait to share that news with you. If you have some good news that you want to share with me as well, I'll be very happy to share it with our audience here. Again, this is the very first week of Jim Masters Live, and I think we put it together in a pretty spiffy fashion here. I've been working hard behind the scenes to put it together here for you, because I want this to be really all about you and how we can connect and how each of you can connect with each other. And there's been a lot of connections going on since we started this process here. Great to have George with us. Great to have Jeannie with us. A great week of shows. And Mariano Mertens, welcome to Jim Masters Live. It's so great to have you here. We're here weeknights, weekends at 7 o'clock. This Sunday, we're going to do a very special show as well, and we can't wait to share that with you. And that's going to be at 10 a.m. a Sunday brunch edition. Rita says, shout out to PC Richards. Yes, they are closed right now as well, PC Richards. So, yeah, there's just a lot going on, and so much happening. An outcome that she hopes for from this further efforts paying it forward. Yes, Marianne Kelly, or helping others use technology to connect. That is very important as well. Technology to connect, the use of technology to connect, more collaboration and more cooperation. That's all beautiful. I agree 100%. It looks like I've got some more guests behind me here. Chris Cuomo and Erin. Hello, guys. They're there. They popped in. How did that happen? See, I told you we're going to have some special guests. We got George Burns. We got the Genie Bottle. We've got Cuomo and Erin there. A trifactor. Thanks for being with us. We're going to wrap up. It's 8 p.m. I tell you, the hours go by so fast. Hello to everybody. Those just joining us right now. I'll be back 7 p.m. We've got some surprises tomorrow. We might be on location tomorrow. Earlier in the week when we kicked off the show, we were on location, and we did some on location places. So I might be taking you to another cool place tomorrow. Sunday, 10 a.m., we're going to be doing the Sunday brunch episode of Jim Masters TV Live. So again, I wish you and you and you and you and you all the very best. Hang in there. We will get through this together. You have a wonderful night. Thanks for being with me here on Jim Masters Live. The last couple of days have been a blast. I've been really looking forward to these shows with you. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell everybody you know. Jim Masters Live on Facebook. Jim Masters Live on YouTube. I love the feedback. I love the fact that you think that this is fun and engaging, and there's levity, some good news, some positive information. We're having a good time together. Good night to Martha and Rita and Mariano and Ken and Christine and Marianne and everybody that's with us. And Cuomo behind me there too. Good night to Chris. Thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, George and I are going to go off. He's probably going to smoke a cigar. Maybe I'll finish off that wine. We will toast to you and you and you and you and you and you. George Burns and I. George Burns and I wish you the very, very best. Still looking for Jeannie to appear on the bottle. Have a good night, everybody. You take care. Love you all. Thanks for being on this episode of Jim Masters Live. Good night from all around the world. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow night, 7 p.m.